Welcome to another video, the same every time. GCSE Maths, looking at the kind of questions that, apart from the numbers, are the same every time. We're still looking at standard form, calculations with standard form, trying to do these non-calculator. And in the last video, I hope you watched that one, we looked at multiplying with standard form. Now we're going to be looking at dividing. So we've got 6 times 10 to the power 12. I'll just write this out maybe a little bit bigger. So 6 times 10 to the power 12 divide by 3 times 10 to the power negative 6. So it's a similar kind of idea to what we did with multiplying. We just have to divide the numbers and then divide the powers of 10. So the numbers, we've got 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3. Well, 6 divided by 3, that's going to be 2, isn't it? So 6 divided by 3, that's 2. And then times 10 to the power. Well, remember, when we are dividing, we subtract the powers. So 10 to the power 12, divide by 10 to the power negative 6, we subtract the powers. So 12 subtract negative 6, that's the same thing as 12 plus 6. So 10 to the power 18, 2 times 10 to the power 18. And then we just double check to see that our answer is actually in standard form. Yes, it is. That first number has to be between 1 and 10, which it is, that's a 2, and then times 10 to the power something. So 2 times 10 to the power 18. So a few more marks, well, one more mark for this question. Evaluate the following, giving your answer in standard form. It's the same kind of idea. We just divide the numbers, then divide the powers of 10. So the numbers, we've got 6.3 divide by 12.6. Now, hopefully you notice immediately that 6.3 times by 2 is 12.6. So I can divide top and bottom of this by 6.3. I get 1/2, don't I? So 6.3 divide by 12.6, that's 1/2. And since we're dealing with standard form, I will write that as a decimal, 0.5. So times 10 to the power. And then we're dividing, so we subtract the powers. 12 minus 8. 12 minus 8 is 4. Now, we realize that number is not written in standard form. The first number has to be between 1 and 10, and in this case it is not. So 0.5, I can make that into a number between 1 and 10 by multiplying by 10. So if I multiply by 10, I get 5. So 5 times 10 to the power something. Well, I need to cancel out my multiply by 10 by dividing by 10 in the 10 to the power 4. So I've multiplied my 0.5 by 10, so I have to divide the opposite, my 10 to the power 4 by 10. Dividing 10 to the power 4 by 10 will give me 10 to the power 3. So 5 times 10 to the power 3. It might be useful, if you get a little bit confused by that, to remember it like this. If I'm moving my decimal point to the right, so in this case I'm moving my decimal point to the right by 1 place, I have to move my power down. So if I move the decimal point in the leading number to the right, I have to move the power down by 1. So 1 place to the right in my leading number, the power has to decrease by 1. If I move my decimal point 1 place to the left in that leading number, then my power has to increase by 1. So maybe this is a way that you could remember that if you find the multiplying and dividing by 10 a little bit confusing. So again, another exam question, same kind of idea. Maybe you could pause the video and maybe you could have a go at this one. I'll try it myself, then restart the video and we'll compare answers. So the first thing to do is to divide the numbers. So 8.2 divide by 8.2 divided by 4.1? Well, you can hopefully realize that 8.2 is 2 times 4.1. So 8.2 divided by 4.1 is just going to be 2. So 2 times 10 to the power, and then we are dividing, so we subtract the powers. So 13 subtract negative 7, 13 plus 7, so that's going to be to the power 20. So 2 times 10 to the power 20, and that number is already in standard form because the leading number there is a 2. It's a number between 1 and 10, so 2 times 10 to the power 20. There we are, that's our final answer. So please join me in the next video where we're going to be looking at adding numbers that are written in standard form. And if this video was useful to you, then please do like and subscribe. I will return very soon with the next video.